Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. So, this is Malleswar Yenugu from Houston, Texas. Thanks for joining on a weekend. Today, I'm going to talk about our upcoming course, Data Engineering with AWS. And this is something about me. Um, I run few companies, and one of them is Kalpra Academy, which basically focuses on trainings in data science, data engineering, and data analytics, etc. And I offered guest lectures. That's brief profile about me. I still presented various conferences, especially on AI, artificial intelligence, and how that is being used across various industries. And data engineering is something that's what you're joining right now as a demo. So usually what happens is for any company nowadays, data related jobs or requirements are getting more and more popular. And usually you see different job titles or roles. One is data scientist, data engineers, and data analysts. And if there are 10 people in any data team, usually majority of them are data engineers, like 5 to 6 people out of 10 are data engineers, 3 to 4 are data scientists, and remaining 1 or 2 are usually data analysts. And what data engineers usually capable of? What are their main skills? Or they have to be adapted at various technologies like languages wise, Python or Scala or R, and they deal with mostly the data, whether that is structured data or unstructured data or semi-structured data, etc. And they use various platforms. You might have heard about, big data. Nowadays, nobody's calling big data, but platforms like a Hadoop or Spark, etc. These are platforms that deal with terabytes of data. And also data engineers deal with various visualization tools, whether that may be a Tableau or Power BI or any other tools. And when you are storing this data instead of any on-prem or in-house storage, when you are storing this in any cloud platforms like AWS or Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud, that's when you are being called as a data engineer with AWS or Azure. And this particular course will be focusing on learning AWS and how we will become a data engineer on AWS cloud platform. And this is one of the courses that has high in demand basically because of AWS. And what are the different skill sets that you may need is to deal with the data. Usually you need or you will be learning SQL in this course and Python as well. And also how you will be storing this data under various data lakes or warehouses, etc. And mostly dealing within AWS. From day one, you will be started working with AWS cloud platform. And job demand wise, as you can see here in this plot, so usually data engineers, that's one of the fastest growing technology jobs right now. Even when you compare with the data scientists or software developers, whether Java or .NET or front-end or back-end developers. And usually to become a data engineer, what are the key skills that are required? This graph shows from the various or thousands of job postings that were there from LinkedIn, Indeed, Dice, etc. So the top skill that these companies are looking from a data engineer is Python, then SQL, structured query language, and of course AWS and other tools. So that's why we choose AWS, because a data engineer has to be very good on either AWS or Azure or GCP, which is Google platform. But AWS is the one which has a lot of demand. And this is the comparison between all three major cloud providers, AWS, Azure, and GCP. So you will get all the hands-on that first column. for AWS, whether that is elastic compute, where you'll be doing all those computations, and storage wise S3 buckets, etc., and networking wise VPC. And actually, why the AWS is leading is it started a bit early in the cloud market. And if you look at various industries, whether that is healthcare or financial or oil and gas, telecommunications, all these industries, either most of them they adopt AWS percentage wise, then Azure. Then Google Cloud is slowly gaining momentum, but these three are the major cloud partners for all these companies. And when these companies are adapting AWS, when they're onboarding AWS, then they need data engineers who are good with AWS. That's why we started this course. How you will become an AWS data engineer so that you will have much better opportunities and chances of getting hired in any of those companies. And this is the course outline. This is for 3 months, 5 days a week, starts from Sunday till Thursday, and around 1 hour, I think 7:30 p.m. Central Time, around this time. And all sessions will be recorded and will be provided to you. And we jump in with AWS. It's all hands-on, and you will learn all the tools, capabilities, permissions wise, admin wise, how you will be doing computations, how you will be doing storage, etc. And in the later of the course, we will be bringing more expertise as well on, for example, Gen AI as well. So you will learn how AWS is doing in the Gen AI world, and how it is interacting or working with other tools as well. And also, we have this course. I have Neeraj here, who is an AWS solution architect himself. He has been teaching this course maybe for the last many years. He's an expert, and I asked my H1B consultants who are working here in US. They are also AWS certified, solution architects. One of them is even working for AWS itself. So they'll be coming in the later part of the course, and they will be teaching, showing you their live projects, and they will discuss with you how it looks like a working environment, how they are working with other teams, how often they talk, present their results to the management, peers, etc. So Neeraj will be covering almost 6 to 7 weeks of AWS. That's where he will be taking you from zero to like hero type in AWS. Then other experts will jump in after 7 weeks of the course. They'll be showing you much details and what are projects they are working on right now. I have consultants working on telecommunications, financial, and other. So they'll be showing you those projects as well. And also, we are developing few tools internally, and we are like AWS partner network. Kalpra Tech is a part of AWS partner network. We call it as APN, Amazon Partner Network. So all our code and data, we are storing it in AWS, and our applications, front-end applications, we are building it using React.js front-end. So backend is AWS, front-end is React.js. So our team will be showing you how we are connecting that from AWS versus front-end with our tools, front-end UI. And I know your ultimate goal is to find a job to become a data engineer with AWS. And whenever you are ready, after the completion of the course, we will help you with resume preparation based on whether you worked before or you're just graduating, you're on OPT or CPT. Based on that, we will help you for resume preparation and interview preparation as well. As I mentioned, we also run few IT companies. So if you need help with marketing, we can definitely put you on one of those companies to find your next dream job in AWS. So this is my LinkedIn. You can always follow me on LinkedIn. That's where I post all the activities, what is happening in AI world or data world. So you can always follow me on that one. So this is some information about the course fee, and this is how we can enroll. Neeraj will be actually starting from today. To be frankly, he will show. He will give a little demo. Probably Neeraj from tomorrow. You think that's when it's actually kickstarting?
Yes, Malleswar, we can do that.
Yeah, good. So he will show something today, how it looks like, how AWS platform looks like, etc. And we can start it from tomorrow. And if you have any questions, my back office team is also available in this call. You can post any questions here, or if you have any questions for me, you're welcome to ask me. Thank you, Tim.
Malleswar, there is a question on certification. Would you like to answer that?
Yeah. So that certification, from Kalpra Academy, we will give you a certification, like a digital certificate that you took this course, mentioning this many weeks and the dates, etc. But if you want to get AWS certification, actually our course will help you to that certification. It's a preparation for AWS any certification. So Neeraj, any specific certification they will be ready to apply or to
Yeah,
take
they
the
can.
test on AWS?
After this training, definitely they would need
Mhm.
hands-on experience on that. So whatever we will demonstrate practically during every day's class, you have to do it practically on your trial account. Because for certification, you would need practical knowledge. Just attending the class will not help, to be frank. So do it
Yeah.
practically so that you can gain the confidence, you can understand the concept in detail, and then you have to enroll yourself with AWS, and then you can go for certification. So there are many certifications available. Since this training is about data engineering, so you can go with data engineer certification. Later on, maybe after a few years, if you are more comfortable and if you are getting can say job on AWS, you can even plan for other certifications as well. But certification is a secondary thing. First you need to learn AWS, gain the practical exposure on that, and then you can think about certification.
Yeah. Any other questions, team?
Okay.
Okay, Neeraj, you can start. Yeah.
Thanks, Maleshwar, for throwing the light on the entire training program, as well as the cloud market, like AWS is leading the market, and what are the different job profiles, and how the cloud training will help them to quickly onboard to the, you can say, on the IT jobs and all. So I will share my screen and we'll start with my introduction, and then we will have a small introduction about cloud computing. So give me a moment. Let me share my screen.
Yeah. While you will be sharing, Neeraj, Vijay is asking about Python. Yes, Python will be covered. I think it's for
Yeah,
couple of
Python will
days
be
or so.
covered, and after the demo, after this quick introduction to cloud computing, I will show you quickly like what would be the high-level course content for our 6-week training program. Okay, friends, I hope you can see my screen. So let me introduce myself. My name is Neeraj, and I'm into IT industry from last more than 16 years. And along with that 16 year of IT experience, I have around 10 plus years of training experience as well. 2013 when I started sharing my knowledge with working professionals like you, and that point of time, because big data and Hadoop was on boom, so I started training on Hadoop, HBase, Hive, Pig, all the big data related technologies. And from last 5 years, because now big data is like not on boom and cloud is on boom nowadays, so from last 5 years I'm working on AWS, and at the same time I'm sharing my knowledge with working professionals or anyone who want to quick start their career in IT. Okay. Apart from these experiences, I am AWS certified professional solutions architect. As I was talking about certification, right? It's not a initial level of certification; it's a high level of certification. And in between, during COVID time, I got a chance to work on another cloud, that is GCP, Google Cloud Platform, and there also I got myself certified as a professional cloud architect. So this is a quick introduction about me. And as Maleshwar said, that this training would be completely hands-on, completely practical. Every day we will be recording the session, and we will be sharing the recording as well as the PDF with you so that you can refer to it. Another thing is, today since it's a demo class, we are not doing anything practically. I'm just showing you the slides. But tomorrow onwards, I will directly jump to my AWS trial account and will do each and everything practically. My concentration is not on the slides. Going through slides is very boring, right? Even if suppose as a student, if I'm taking a class, I'm attending a class, and if someone is simply showing me the slides, that does not make any sense. So tomorrow notes we will do each and everything practically. But yeah, at the same time, I will be sharing the PDF offline for you so that you can later on open it and you can refer to that. Okay. So before we start with the introduction to cloud computing, I can take a pause here, and in case anyone is having any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, no worries. So this demo is specifically for you, dedicated for your doubts and everything. So please feel free to stop me at any point of time, and we'll clarify your doubts. You can unmute yourself. You can ask your doubt. Otherwise, you can send me over the chat, and we'll answer your questions. Okay. So let's quickly start with the agenda for today's demo. So the agenda is, what is cloud computing, cloud service providers, cloud service model, benefits of cloud computing, limitations of cloud computing, and the last but not the least is AWS trial account creation. So let's start with the first one. What is cloud computing? So from last few years, cloud is on boom. Everything, every date, I mean every engineer, I would say, they are talking about cloud. But what exactly is that? Instead of going through some complicated definition, in simple words, I will tell you cloud is nothing but a remote server. You are getting access to it, it's somewhere located. Definitely the server is located in some building on some part of this on this earth, but ultimately you don't have to be physically available there. Wherever you are in the world, you can get access to that server and you can do your work. And access to server and services are made available to you. It's not only about servers, there are many more services available, whether it's a storage service, it's a computing service, notification service, or you can say safety, security, and there can be networking and connecting between multiple servers. So basically, it's like a complete set of services, and as per your need, on demand self service. It's like you are going into a function, and there you want to have some food. So you look around, whatever you like, you can have it over there as per your choice. Same thing is here. Cloud is providing you hundreds of services, but you may not need all those hundreds. You are starting with a small project, so whatever you are looking for, you can opt for it. They will provide it on demand, and they will be charging accordingly. Auto scaling of hardware. Auto scaling of hardware means that in the beginning, you don't have to think about like how many servers you need or what should be the configuration, what would be your project size. All these things you don't need to worry about. You start a small in the beginning, and as and when you will proceed, you will think, okay, my server is, I think, very small, and my website load is quite heavy, so I think I need to upgrade it. You can do at any point of time because you haven't bought the server. It's not like you have to replace it or you have to sell the old server and buy the new server. No, it's completely like a rental service. So in case you want a higher configuration server, you can easily do that. And cloud managed services, all these things I'm talking about, whether it is storage, it's processing, it's networking, each and everything is managed by the cloud service provider. That means As a user, as a developer, it's not your headache. You simply request for something and they will provide it to you. If any issue occurring behind the scene, any security issue, any power cut, any safety issue, anything is there, right? That will be taken care by cloud service provider. And the last one is pay as you go. If you are opting for one service, you have to pay for it. And even that service, if you are using only 6 hours a day, not 24 by 7, so you will be charged only for those 6 hours. And forget about hours. Services are even chargeable second base also. If you are using some service for 5 seconds, you will be charged only for those 5 seconds. That's the beauty of the cloud. Okay, so this is very brief about cloud computing. In upcoming slides, we will even explore in much more detail. The next is cloud service providers. As Malleswar was showing you a slide where he was explaining like there are many cloud service provider. Out of that, the major player are AWS, Microsoft, and Google. Amazon is definitely leading the market without any doubt because they started very early. If I talk about Microsoft and Google, they jumped into this cloud field little late. So the current leader is AWS. If you are looking around, if you are checking with your friends, if you are looking for job opportunities on LinkedIn or any other portal, you will find that out of 10 cloud jobs, 7 to 8 jobs will be on AWS. And another thing is the concept wise it's same. That means if you are getting a training on AWS and suppose tomorrow you are getting a opportunity to work on a Google Cloud project, so you can do that. It's not like that, okay, I was not trained on Google Cloud, I don't know Google Cloud. It's nothing like that. Out of these three, if you know about one cloud service, that means you can work on any of these. Because I have worked on AWS project as well as Google Cloud project. I know that 90% of stuff is same. The name can be different, the terminology can be different, but ultimately at the end the concept remains same. So since AWS is leading the market, our training is completely on AWS. So we'll be creating a free trial account that's valid for 1 year. That means each and everything I will talk, we can do it practically. It's not like only covering the slides or only talking. We will do it practically on our trial account. So let me cover the slides and at the end I will show you how to create your trial account. And please be ready with the trial account for tomorrow's class because tomorrow we will be starting with the practicals. Okay, so friends, I will take a quick pause here in case anyone is having any doubt. Please feel free to ask. Okay, seems like there is no doubt. So let's move ahead to the next slide. The next is cloud service model. I was saying that there are hundreds of services available and you can choose as per your need. So in order to understand this slide, I will usually use a very simple example which can make it easy for you to understand. For example, you are a group of few friends and you are planning a trip to suppose Goa. So you have reached there and now the next thing is you need a car to roam around. Now we have two options. Either we can buy a new car over there for 1 week trip, which is I think definitely not a good idea. Another thing is we can quickly get a car on rent. It will hardly take half an hour for completing few formalities and you can take a car on rent. The good part is if anything, any issue occurs during your trip, you don't have to worry about it. It's not your car. You are not the owner. If your car broke down on the road, you don't have to worry. The only thing is you simply call your car rental company that okay, I am at this location and unfortunately your car broke down. They will immediately send you the alternate car and they will tow away that broken down car. That's good, right? Although you may have to pay little extra because definitely for you need something for 1 week, so you may need to pay little extra, but the headache is not yours. You can completely like enjoy your trip. But now after renting the car, the next thing is who will drive. Maybe one of your friend knows the driving but you are not interested to drive in a new city and you may be like in a full party mode, you don't want to drive. So what you can do is you can request the car company that along with the car we need a driver also, and they can provide. They will be definitely charging separately for the driver, but they can provide to you. On top of that, if you say that okay, driver is fine, but we also need a guide who can help us to book our adventures activities and find out the party places and everything. So now the rental company may say, yeah, that's fine. We can even provide you the guide, but that would be again separately chargeable. So why I'm giving this example is that you can opt for what type of services you want. If you only take car on rent and driving and exploring in the place, you will take care by yourself. It's okay. You can do that. If you want to take car plus driver, even that is okay. And if you want the guide as well, that's also fine. Now let's fit that example here on this slide. The bottom layer that stands for IaaS, that means infrastructure as a service. That means your cloud service provider can provide you the infra. That means server, the blank server, without any operating system, without any, I can say, software installed, nothing. The cloud service provider can provide the server and rest of the things you can do by yourself. You install Windows, you install Mac, Ubuntu, whatever you like. And on top of operating system, you want like Python, Java, any development environment that you take care by yourself. But maybe you will say that no, no, I don't want only hardware. Along with hardware, I want that platform should be ready. Whether it's a operating system, it's a Java, it's a Python, I want the platform ready so that my developers can immediately start the deployment, development from today itself. So cloud service provider can do that as well, but definitely they will be charging separately for that. Some charges for the server and some charges for the, you can say, operating system or whatever tools they are installing. Along with that, there can be some paid tools, some enterprise version, some licensed tool. They will be charging for that. And on top of that, if you say that I need the end product as a service, for example, photo editing. Nowadays, we are not installing any software on our laptop for photo editing. That's not required. There are many portals available, or you can say many websites available, where you can upload your file, upload your photo, do some editing, and you can download your final photo. You can do that, right? So the point is the final product, the final software is available as a service. So the point is cloud service provider is offering different type of services as per your need, as per your budget. You can opt for it, and they will be charging only for what you are using and only for the time you are using. Suppose you opted for a server and you are running that server only for 6 hours, remaining 18 hours your server is in stopped state, so they won't be charging you for those 18 hours. Although your data is available on that server, data is safe and secure, and the next day you will start your server again, you will again find your data as it is. So only when your server is running, when server is up, only that would be chargeable. Okay, so I hope this made you clear about the different level of services you can opt for. So let's move to the next slide. The next is benefits of cloud computing. We are talking a lot about cloud computing, right? Everyone is running towards cloud computing. Every company is migrating on the cloud. That means definitely there are some benefits. What are the benefits? Let's talk about it. The first one is cost saving. No upfront cost for setting up the infrastructure. That's true. Suppose I'm expecting that my client will give me a big project. I'm expecting, that's not confirmed yet. But my client has given me a small POC, small project. If I will do that POC successfully, if my client is impressed, I can get a big project. In the beginning, when I'm not sure, shall I buy a lot of hardware? Does not make any sense, right? Rather, I can do a small POC with some cloud service provider because they can provide me the servers. I need 5 server, 10 server, 50 server. They can provide, and I can do my POC. If my client is happy with my outcome with my project, then I can decide later on. I can increase the number of server. I can decrease the number of server. That's completely like flexible. Pay as per your uses. as we discussed multiple times, like the only part you use, only that would be chargeable. Scalability and flexibility. That means you can scale up or scale down at any point of time. Scale up means you can increase the capacity, you can increase the number of servers, and scale down means you can decrease it. For example, over the weekend, people are not using, suppose, your services. In that case, you don't want to pay for those 2 days, or maybe you don't want to pay for 10 servers. Monday to Friday, 10 servers are running and handling your website's load perfectly fine. But you are thinking that why to use 10 server for Saturday and Sunday? That's not required. Two servers are more than sufficient. So you can schedule it, and for those Saturday and Sunday, only two servers will be running behind the scene. Ultimately, you will be saving something over there. That's completely under your control. It's completely flexible. Another example is scale on demand big billions day sale. Suppose you have a e-commerce website and you are planning for a sale for few days, 1 week sale is there. Only for that 1 week you want to increase the number of server from 10 to suppose 50. Only for those 7 days. After that, your sale is over and you want to come back to the 10 servers. You can do that as well. Cloud service provider can provide you the number of server on demand whenever you need, and only for that duration where you use more number of server, they will be charging more on that. After that, you are back to your original capacity and you can do. Okay. Another benefit is reliability. You can rely on the cloud service provider because they are maintaining the duplicate copy of data on different physical location. Because now nothing is available on my laptop, everything is on the cloud. That definitely cloud service provider must guarantee that they will protect my data. I don't want a scenario that I don't have any data on my laptop and now everything is on the cloud, and tomorrow cloud service provider is saying that some earthquake happened, some flood happened, some war happened, something happened, and I have lost my data. That's not good, right? That's not good for my business. So to avoid that, cloud service provider maintains the duplicate copy of data on a different physical location. So they support disaster recovery. Unfortunately, anything happens in one location in one country, they can provide you the data from altogether different location. They maintain 3 to 4 copies. So that's a good thing. And finally, the last benefit, maintenance. Cloud service provider takes care of all system maintenance. Your server is there. Behind the server, they need some security patch. They need to upgrade the software. They need to provide cyber security. They need to provide physical security. Or there can be something else. That's not my concern. Even they have to provide a cooling to your server. There is a data center. There is a cooling needed to provide to the servers. That's not my concern. Cloud service provider will take care of each and everything. As a developer, as a team, you can directly from very first day you can be productive, you can start doing your development. Rest of the things will be taken care by the cloud service provider. Okay, so I'm stopping here. If anyone is interested to add something to it, it's not only about asking the doubt. If you have something to add that can be beneficial for other people, please do that. And in case you have any doubt, you're most welcome to ask. Okay. Seems like there is no doubt. So in that case, we'll be moving to the next slide. The next one is limitation of cloud computing. We talked a lot about benefits, but it's really not possible that something is having only benefits. There will be some limitation. Not only cloud, even in it works in real life also. Definitely there will be some limitation, and before we make the final decision whether we should migrate to the cloud or not, we should be aware about the benefits and the limitations so that we can take the best possible decision. The first limitation is completely dependent on internet. Yeah, that's true. Since I'm not installing anything on my laptop, I'm not doing any development work on my laptop, everything is on the cloud. That means if internet is down for 2 hours, I won't be able to do any work. But I think nowadays that should not be an issue with internet facility, and most of the IT companies, they will have the backup internet as well, so that should not be a challenge. The another major challenge is leakage of sensitive information, mainly with the banking clients. Because 10 years back, you were having your own data center on your premises and you were doing the physical security, data security, everything is under your control. But somehow, suddenly, some cloud service provider approached you, Google or AWS, and they are telling a lot of benefits of cloud and they are suggesting you to migrate everything to the cloud. You cannot blindly migrate, right? You have to do a assessment whether is it safe to move your data to the cloud. Although cloud will provide the full security, there is no doubt on that. But at the same time, because you deal with very sensitive customer data, very critical data, is it really okay to move your data, move the banking data on the cloud? It can be risky sometimes. So nowadays, cloud is coming with a hybrid approach because banking clients are not that 100% comfortable moving to the cloud. So what cloud service provider is doing, they are giving another options to them that okay, whatever more sensitive data you have, you keep it with you, keep it in your data center. We are okay with it. But remaining stuff which is not that much critical and that you can migrate to the cloud. Now the next question is if half of my stuff is on premise and half of my stuff is on cloud, then how they will interact? That's also fine. That also cloud will take care. So exchange info between on premise and cloud. Although it's little complicated, it's not that simple because now everything is not on local, everything is not on the cloud. It's like some part on the cloud and some part on the premise, and they need a proper connectivity. So that is possible with cloud and they can do it. But it can be challenging, it can be little difficult. And the last is monopoly of service provider. If you are dependent upon someone for some service, suppose AWS, Google Cloud, and suppose they are increasing the price like anything, so do not have any choice. I'm facing this issue in my current project. I will not disclose the service name, but the service is charged hourly basis, and they are increasing the price every 6 months. 2 months in advance they will send an email and they will keep on sending the reminder that from this particular date the rate would be this one. Instead of $140 per hour, it would be $160 per hour, something like that. So in case you are dependent upon some service and now they are charging like anything, you may have to look for some alternate. And if there is no alternate, means they will do their monopoly. Okay, so these are the limitation, and I hope limitations are very limited, not a big deal as compared to the benefits. There are a lot of benefits. So with this one, we are done with the technical part of the demo. Now the next thing would be how to create your trial account. But before we jump to that, I will take a pause here. In case you are having any doubts, you can ask me.
Sorry, I joined late, so I would like to know, I mean, like, how, what is the duration for this training? Uh, like, how much time it's going to be?
Okay. Maleshwar, would you like to answer that?
Yeah. So, like daily course timings, I didn't get it.
No, duration of the entire course.
Entire course 3 months. Yeah, it's 3 months, 12 weeks, 5 days a week, from Sunday to Thursday.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, let me quickly jump to the course content because definitely everyone is interested to know what we will be covering in this 6 week training program. So, out of 3 months, the first 6 week, you can say almost 50% I will be covering. And after that, we have another consultant from US who will be giving you more insights on that, more practical exposure, and more, you can say, project experience on that. So, this 6 week training program content I can show here. I think it should be visible. So the duration is 6 week, and the classes are Sunday to Thursday evening US time, and the same is Monday to Friday India morning time. Okay, the course content on a very high level, although we can share this PDF with all of you. You can go through each and every point, but I will uh, throw some light on the high level. The first part is introduction to cloud computing. Out of that, these 2 points we have already covered today: introduction to cloud computing and introduction to AWS. These two parts we have already covered. Creating free AWS trial account, I will be covering this as well during today's demo itself. And after that, the next class tomorrow, we will be talking about IAM. That's mainly for access management, or you can say related to permissions. After that, we'll talk about the storage service, S3, that stands for simple storage service. Then we'll talk about compute service, that's known as EC2. So EC2 basics, EC2 advanced, and then VPC. That's a technical term, but in simple words, you can say networking. There will be a Lambda service, then load balancing. We will be talking about various type of load balancer, network load balancer, application load balancer, target group, auto scaling groups. So don't need to remember all these things because we have a separate dedicated classes for all these things. We'll be covering in much more detail. Okay, we have route 53, various type of routing policies. Then we'll come to the database section. We'll talk about crawler, glue, athena, redshift, RDS service, dynamodb, many more, elastic cache, DMS. Then these are different security services in AWS: CloudWatch, CloudTrail, Secret Manager, KMS, and you can say many more services are there: SNS, SQS, SES, ACM, CloudFormation, then CI/CD, that stands for continuous integration and continuous deployment. Overview of CI/CD, overview of Git, code commit, code build, code deploy, code pipeline. Then we'll start with Python basics. So we'll set up a Cloud9 environment. That's a development environment where we can do our coding and testing easily. We'll write our first Python code. We'll talk about many more stuff in Python: data types, functions, operators, loops, dictionary. Then we'll talk about PySpark basics: how to read files, how to process that, creating a data frame, processing data with PySpark. And then we have a PySpark advanced as well: Windows functions, Spark SQL, aggregate functions, and all that. Okay, so this is the course content. Each and everything we will be doing practically on our trial account. So we can save this PDF later on. You can have a look as per your convenience. In case you are having any doubt on the course content, on the duration, on the timing, you can ask. Okay, so seems like there is no doubt. We'll be talking about our trial account creation. So I have already created my trial account, but before I log in into this, I will show you how to create that, because my account is ready. You have to create the trial account first. So I will show you that. So you simply go to Google and type AWS trial account. Okay. You will get the first result. That's from the official website of AWS. Click on that. And you can see this AWS free tier. When we say free, right, it does not mean that it's like a unlimited free. It does not mean that you will launch 100 servers and AWS will provide it for free. No, it's not like that. But whatever free limit they are providing, that's, to be frank, more than enough. You can use it for entire year. Let me come down. You will see what are the different features of this. So these are different services available and their limit. So if I talk about compute, 12 months free, you can see that. For 12 months you can use it, and 750 hours every month, you can see that. That means if I keep one server running 24 by 7, how many hours will be there in 1 month? Almost 720. That's still under limit, but that's not a good idea. I mean, you can keep it running for 24 by 7, it will be still free for you. But as a best practice, as a habit, as soon as you are done with your practice, please stop your service. That's what I do. Every day during the class, I will start my server, I will show something practically, and after the class, I will stop my service. Although there is very good limit, but still there is no point of wasting the limit. You can see that Amazon S3, that's a storage limit. Time is again 12 months, and 5 GB of storage is there. Quite good for our training purpose. We don't need terabytes and petabytes of data. Similarly, Amazon RDS 750 hours per month, and similarly you can keep on coming, and you will find database, machine learning, compute engine, AWS Lambda 1 million free request per month. Do we really think we will do that? No. So limit is quite good. You can definitely utilize this limit for your training, and even after the training, if you want to do practice for a few more months, you can do that. Okay. So now how to create the trial account? It's very easy. Click on create a free account. So you need to provide your email address. Either you can use your personal email ID, or maybe if you want, you can create a new email ID specifically for your trial account. So you provide your email address here and provide an account name. Account name is nothing like, it's basically just for identification, because sometimes you may be working on multiple AWS account. If I talk about myself, we have dev environment, stage environment, UAT environment, and production environment, and I'm part of multiple projects. So I have access to around 8 to 10 AWS accounts. How would I remember which account is which one? Although every account has a unique 12 digit number, but remembering 12-digit number is very difficult, right? So you can provide a meaningful name, maybe your project name and your environment name. Suppose my project name is beta, okay? Beta hyphen dev, that can be my account name. The beta hyphen prod, that can be my account name. Very easy. So provide your email address, provide your account name, anything. Verify email address, you will receive some link on the email. Click on that, and after that they will ask you for your payment information. That's very important step. But be assured that they won't be charging anything. You can read this. We will not charge for usage below AWS free tier limits. And the limit is too good. We temporarily hold INR2 as a pending transaction for 3 to 5 days to verify your identity. If you are in US, they will be holding $1 or $2. If you are in India, they will be holding 1 or 2 INR, and the same will be returned within 2 3 days. So ultimately, you won't be charged anything. Okay, once you complete this step, within few hours, less than, within 24, sometime within like few hours also, you can get the email for your confirmation that your account is ready, and you will be able to log in into your trial account. Okay, so please complete this step before tomorrow's class, so that tomorrow, instead of staring at the slides, we can directly jump on the practical stuff. Okay, since my account is ready, I will quickly show you. I will log in into that. Give me a moment. So this is my AWS login page, and you can see the email address neeraj.aws.june2023. That means I created this trial account 8 to 9 months back, and I'm using it for my training purpose, and I'm good. I'm going good. Okay, so I will click on next. I will enter my password, and along with the password, it will ask for one additional code. That's for additional level of security. Give me a moment. 965921. Okay, so when you will create your trial account, it will ask only for your email address and the password, and you will be able to log in. But for me, why it's asking for another code? Because I have enabled the additional layer of security. And how to enable it, that we will be talking about in tomorrow's class. Okay, so I'm logging in for now, and will show you the AWS console, how it looks like. So you can see that this is my AWS console. On the left side, you can see that AWS is written, and just beside that, there is a services option. You click on that, and you will find various group of services. If you see analytical, so we have, click on analytics. So you can see this one. We have clean rooms, we have cloud search, data exchange, data firehose, data pipeline, data zone, EMR, and AWS Glue, data brew. Many services are there specifically for analytics. If you click on application integration, you will find many more. then blockchain, business application, compute, containers, database. And again, we don't need to remember all this. These are hundreds of services. We don't need to remember. Whatever services we want to use, you can search for that. Suppose this is my search bar and I want to use lambda function, I can simply type lambda here. And you see this lambda is appearing. Run code without thinking about servers. What does that mean? We'll have a separate dedicated class for that. We'll explore in much more detail. Okay. So this is like AWS console. On the right side, you can see that it's displaying my name. And if you click on that, you can find few options. One thing is it's displaying 12 digit of AWS account ID. As I was telling you, right? Every AWS account has a unique 12 digit number. Apart from that, billing and cost management. If you click on this, and there is an option billing preference. So I will show you, let it open. If you come down, you will find billing preference. So click on billing preference, and there you can set your email address. Although we used our email address for creating the account, but by default, the billing alerts are not enabled. So what you do is you come to the billing section, come to the billing preference, and alert preference. You can provide your email address over there. What they will do is, in case you are approaching the limit, suppose the limit is 750 hours and you have already crossed 650 or something, around 80 to 90%, they will send you an email so that you can take some action on time. Suppose by mistake you launched 2 3 servers and you forgot to stop it, and server keeps on running, definitely that can add additional charges to your account, right? So as soon as you are about to reach your limit, AWS will send you an email and you can immediately log in into your account and stop the services. That can you can say avoid unnecessary charges to your card. Okay, so that's all about AWS introduction. I am coming back to the slides. Yeah, any questions you have, you can ask me. So any questions that can be technical about the timing? Timing will remain same. Whatever time we had demo today, the same time we will be having the classes. Sunday evening to Thursday evening US time. Okay. So the class timing is almost like 1 hour every day. Depending upon people are asking the doubts, sometimes they are having some challenges. It may go a little bit extra, but on average the class duration would be 1 hour. And after the class, I will be sharing the PDF and the recording with all of you so that as per your convenience you can watch it and you can do it practically on your trial account. So that's all from my side. In case you're having any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we are good to close the call for the day. Any closing comments, Malleswar?
Yeah. So thank you, Neeraj. Thank you, team. Thanks for your time. If you are interested to register, I think our team already provided you the details. And if you have any questions, please reach out to our team. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for your time. Thank you.